that our old people used to call anna zod, which means fleeing from the death and the dying. In the traditional teaching of our Dineh, there are a lot of times when our old people would be instructing us, and we would come up with some silly comment, and they would say something like, "Dorchanida," which is, you're not supposed to be saying that. "Dorchanida," you're not supposed to be doing that. And which is, do not think that way. And a lot of times they wouldn't give you a real reason as to why you shouldn't be saying this or doing that or thinking such things. It was always that which is, do not do that. And it could be something that you did in a joking or something, and they would say, do not joke about that. All of this would come down to a lot of times people thinking that it was for superstitious purposes, and that we were not supposed to say certain things or do certain things. And it was based on superstition and things that were just made up at random. But a lot of times I think that there are situations among our people today where there is a lot of superstition, superstitious things and that our people seem to be doing. And some of those, of course, are the way that we respond to a person that has passed on, how the body is not to be touched and so on, that people that are in a certain condition for a woman to be pregnant to not be around dead bodies and so on. And so they have a lot of teachings about that. But the real truth about some of the things about the reason that the Dineh fear the dead bodies of relatives and that, goes way back into the past, somewhere along the way. There was a time when they talk about it, and I would say that they don't talk about it excessively. And so a lot of the Dineh don't even understand that there is a time period in our past history that our old people used to call anna zod, which means fleeing from the death and the dying. There was a time somewhere in the past where there was an epidemic or a pandemic of some kind. And a lot of our people died. And we've presented some of these teachings in past presentations. And we talk about it sometime in the latter part of the 1500s, that the Europeans brought over a lot of different diseases and germs and viruses and that our people, the Dineh, had no immunities to. And so when they would raid settlements of these early Europeans, they would sometimes carry off their women and children as to try to discourage these people from remaining in the land areas and that they had came into occupying. And so in doing that, of course, they did not realize that these people that they were carrying off from these settlements, that they had viruses and germs and that they had no immunity to. And so they would hide them out way out there somewhere among some of the clan families and that, and they would catch a virus or germ, some kind of disease or something, and whole villages and hundreds of thousands of Dineh perished, is what we are told. And it got to the point of where if you even tried to help somebody, you would get that sickness, and you would also become infected, and you would perish. And so the story is that the old people would say, just leave me, go, run, flee from me. And that's what they did. But to this day, the Dineh are still very fearful of the dead bodies of our relatives and that. And so in that way, it's not a superstition. But there are other things too, where our people have a lot of experience with evil subject matter, and how the evil one has such great power that even if you mention him too often in certain settings and that it will affect how you live or how you can perish because of your involvement with discussions and learning about these things. So It's not so much superstition, it's just that being cautious is very important to our people. And so we don't talk about the things that we recognize as things that are evil. I've mentioned several of the ways that I don't have a lot of confidence in some ceremonies that are done, like a nacha, which is the enemy way, which is da. One of the things they have to do is they have to make sacrifice of a human being in some form. They might pick up the from a foot track of a person and use that dirt and then say that they want to offer this person up as a sacrifice. Or they might have a picture, or they might make some kind of an effigy, a small doll of some kind, and say this is so-and-so, or this is this person. But other times they might find some artifacts and that they say, this one here belonged to the Anasazi people or the Nasaza people. So this da, or this enemy way ceremony, is going to be a dedikat bekeh, is to what they say, that Nasaza bekeh is to say that they're going to sacrifice something of the Anasazi people. That's how they'll do the ceremony. And so to me, that's not a very good practice, is to sacrifice people and the five-fingered being of any race of people in the world. And so I don't think that that's right. But it is that a lot of superstition is involved in that particular way of doing ceremonies and that. And so I have a personal feeling about some of these ceremonies, which is the same way. And so superstition, as far as a lot of times people, even people I think that would know better, they would say, you wearing your necklace, that's superstition. You know, the sooner you get away from that superstition, you're going to be a better person. But they don't understand that I wear this as a symbolic reminder that my existence before coming here was in the second world, where the holy people dwell. And it is that I wear that's not a superstition. I wear it as a symbol to remind me of the very existence of holy people. And everything else is, that I wear as jewelry, and that even this bow guard is symbolic of the idea that I'm going to have to always be aware to defend my family and my loved ones against things that are not right or good, and anything that will take and attack them in a negative way. I have to be the protector. And so Keto is what it's called, and it has to do with fighting off the enemy with a bow and an arrow. The teachings about superstition is that the way that the Neh recognize it, there is a lot of things, yes, that are taught to say all of these things. When they say something, they don't go into a lot of detail about it because they don't want to give power to that particular thing. And so you have to determine for yourself, why do they say that to me? And so you think about it and you ask other people, and eventually you can piece together why it is that our old people would say, don't do those things. That's not right. And so those are the things that we're told.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. Sign up for our email list. Okay.